Hi papermakers, welcome to this new release note 1.6.3. There is now a small guide to learn how to understand game scripts code, and also how to easily create plugins. Check out the link in the description. Exported games can now have a minimal protection for data, songs, shapes, and pictures. You can now have 3D objects as object graphics. However, it's not compatible with Move Objects Change Graphics command yet. Statues are now available in Database Manager. You can select an animation for when a user is affected by a statue. Same for battler position, that is indicating the battler column to use. The priority option will decide which one to display if a player has several statues. You also have various possible restrictions to apply. The release statues conditions can be at the end of battle, after being attacked, or at the end of a turn. You can customize messages to display when an ally or enemy is affected, when a statue is healed, and when a statue is still affected in the beginning of a turn. The commands shop menu and restock shop are now available. You can handle a list of items to buy and specify their price and the stock. The restock command can be used to change the shop stock. To do it, you'll have to specify a shop ID that you create yourself. And finally, there is a buy only option, because you can sell your items in inventory here. To define items to sell price, check out Sold Item Price option in Systems Manager. The Send Event command now have an option to only send event to the closest object, instead of sending it to every possible object. When running the engine for the first time, it should detect language. You can now use rotations for floors. Some people could have issues with the game.x on Windows and couldn't properly run the application. Now, when the application can be opened, the engine is downloading the game.x again. In order to avoid data files corruption, the engine is double-checking the file's content. The Polish language is now available. In System Manager, you can now change battlers' frames and columns. This was added mainly for statues feature. Since the engine is still in early state, we decided to implement a backup system saving your project every 30 minutes. So, if you did anything that ruined your game datas, you can go in your game folder, check your backup folder, and select one with the date you wish to use, and copy the content folder inside to replace it by the one in your project, resources, app. An open chest texture and object are added, and there's also now a cave entry available for mountains. Scripts are refreshed every time you open the script dialog, and there's also a refresh button. When trying to change an equipment, the selected first equipment is the first available equipment, and not the remove option every time. There was a wrong polarized color for the map editor menu bar in Whiteham Mac. The French translation wasn't correctly displayed. There was a bug still happening with object linking. The show text command wasn't properly displayed with several tags. The export button in resources wasn't correctly hidden when unchecking content. Opening 3D Object Manager, pressing OK, and then reopening the 3D Object Manager was making the engine crash. Some people were having shader issues and couldn't have any 3D in-game. Collisions were buggy when there was mountains block with 0 width under it. When adding a new battle command in Systems Manager, the ID was only 1. The engine was sometimes crashing after copy-pasting an animation. the mountains corners were not correctly displayed with mountains with width superior to 2. When changing animation after creating a new skill, the engine was crashing. In battles, battlers were not face sprites. In battles, the objects in the battle map could not move. When changing experience or level statistics thanks to change statistic command, the experience and level are now synchronized and doing level up checkup. Thanks for watching this release note. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy making!